Hey YouTube, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before or not, but like I came outside this morning and there was this bright light in the sky. Right there it is. It's unbelievable. It keeps coming and going. It's like I've never seen anything like it. It makes shadows everywhere for some reason. And then where the shadows aren't, it's really bright. And it feels warm on your body a little bit. Some kind of really weird effect. Oh, that's how it feels after 3 days or 3 weeks of freaking rain. It's supposed to be nice for the next 2 days. It was 52 degrees here last night, or 50 degrees, and we got a nice wind, so I don't know if that means it's going to get cooler or warmer. We have to wait and see. I just hope my mud here dries up a little bit. Okay, so what we got here this morning is another piece of white pine. This, and I get to use the sub-dome by myself. This is not really big, but the nice thing about it is it's straight. 'I think this is going to give me 2x4s or else 2x6. Check it out here. We've got an 11 and or 10 inch, 10.5 inch can, so 7 inch or it's 10.5 inches in diameter. It's going to give me a 7 inch can. 10-footers. I don't have any 10-footers stored anywhere, so this will be a good start for some 10-footers. There's about an inch difference there. Check that again. The center of the tree here, the pith, is 27 inches off my concrete. Down here, it's about 29 inches. So I'll pick this end up an inch. Put a block under it. And then I'll cut that. And then I'll check it again after I turn it. Boy, picking these little ones up seems like a pleasure compared to those 30-inch maple. I don't know if there's anything in this tree or not, because it was in somebody's yard, this tree, but it was kind of off to the side, so it's not like it was somewhere where somebody would hang a wash line. Bunk. Okay, so we should be alright here. I still take the tension off of the blade every night. I still take the tension off the blade every night. Now this blade is, let's see, what was the last thing that Carmine covered there? Oh, white oak. This blade was cutting the 14-inch wide pieces of white oak that I have on here, and now I'm cutting white pine with it. So in order to cut white pine, it doesn't have to be quite as sharp, although sharp is good, it always is, but the blade feels like it's got a good point on it there yet. It's not real sharp, but I think it'll be good enough for this white pine. So we also used this yesterday when we cut some white pine, so we're going to be using it today as well. So I'm going to let this warm up a little bit, and then we'll start up cutting. I need to get a longer hose on this pump here, but you can see that it's a little garden pump like you put into a like a fountain. So it works pretty good. I just need a longer piece of hose so I don't have to take the drum down at all. All I'm putting in here is water this morning. I got to try to remember the next time I go down to Lowe's to get a piece of this pipe. I'm not even sure what size that is. Runs pretty good. I didn't fill it all the way. There's about 4 gallons in there. Let me see that size. Half inch tubing. So I gotta get about a, I don't know, I'm gonna get a 15-foot piece ought to do it. that point. I know I can't get an 8-inch cant out of the whole thing. I might if I cut it down to 8 foot, but I don't want to do that. Just to look at this a little. It's going to be good for framing lumber, there's no doubt about it. It's nice and straight, got a nice grain through it, the whole thing, so this will be good for framing. I just want to see what I can get out of it when I turn it. I'm going to turn it one turn to see if I can get the pith in the center of this thing. I want to see how it's going to work out. So I got it down at the far end, I got 29.5. At this end here, I got 28. So that means I can bring it up 3/4 of an inch. Let me see what I have here. A piece of sticker that's 3/4 thick, so I'm going to throw that under here. That's taken half the, I got 28 at this end, 29.5 at that end. 3/4 is taken half, so it'll give it an even amount then. Now, like I said, this is a 7-inch. This will definitely give me a 7-inch can. I'm just trying to squeeze an 8-inch out of it. I doubt if I'll get it though. 7.5 by 8-inch can. Now you can see there's a little bit of wane on it. I'm going to shoot for all 2x4s out of this thing and see what I can get. So I'm going to try something a little different here than the normal way that I cut. I usually cut pretty much down through, determining what I need 1 or 2-inch boards. But I've got about 7 1/4 there, so that means I can get 3 2-inch boards out of this. Plus, I can get a 3/4 inch board, 7.5, and get a 3/4 inch board out of this. So I think what I'm going to do is take a 2-inch off the top. That'll get rid of the wane. And then I'll take a 3/4 inch because I want the 1x to always look good. And then I'm going to take 2 2x's out of that. So it should be a matter of 1 cut 2-inch, 1 cut 3/4 inch, 1 cut 2-inch, and that should be done. And then I'll have to stand them on the edge to cut them into 2x4s. If not, I'll leave them as 2x8s, but I want to check it. So that's my plan. That's a nice looking 2x8 there. You notice there's wane on both sides, but still that thing would be good for floor joists on a narrow stretch. It'd be good for all kinds of things, but I want 2x4s. So I'll put this to the side here. Go ahead and make it cut. Now the reason I'm cutting the 1x in the middle is because any kind of 1x that you can sell is always more expensive and worth more money than a 2x is. So a 1x8 is worth more than a 2x8 if you go to the store and price it out. Nice 1x8. It has a little bit of wane on it up here, a little bit of blue streak towards the bark. Not really an issue because it has a good face. So the last cut here now is going to be for 2-inch 2x4s, and I'll come down 2 inches. I'll have a little more than I need for a 2x on the bottom. Not much, so what I can do is just make a skim cut off the bottom and hopefully get rid of a little bit of wane here and down at the other end that I have. got there. 1, 2, you know, these knots are less than ½ an inch or so. So a couple pin knots in here. They're all red pin knots except 2 there, which really isn't going to hurt anything. Nice, let me back up a little bit here. Nice looking 2x8 if that's what I wanted to keep it as. But I want to go to 2x4s. Right on the button there. Right on the button that way. Alright, so we're doing good so far. Let's see what we have left here. Now you can see we got 2 and about 1/4 of an inch there. So what I want to do is, can't tell where you guys are looking. Yeah, there it is. 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to take that 1/4 inch off the bottom. So I'm going to flip this bottom board over then. All I'm trying to do is get some really nice looking framing lumber. From what I've noticed, when you cut real thin cuts like this, because it's possible that the log is warping a little bit while you're cutting it. Now this log's laying, or this board here, what's left, is laying down on all of these bunks. So it should be a nice straight cut. I got about 18 inches hanging over a bunk at that end, down there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring about 9 inches of that, just so I'm coming in there at a good 2-inch thickness, and I'll be leaving at a good 2-inch thickness in case it would start to warp on me. Now I doubt if it's going to. If it hasn't by now, it probably won't. So I should get a good board out of this. Let's see what happens. So I'm setting my saw at 2 1/16 inches off the bump. I'll show you that. See it here? 2 1/16. And that should give me a nice 2-inch board. Here's what should have been done here. I have, this is about 1/8 of an inch thickness, and it's 1/8 of an inch all the way down. What I should have done, well, and it's not necessary, but I should have added that 1/8 of an inch to the 1x that I took off of there. but I didn't. But here's the thing. We're not going to get a whole lot of shrinkage with this stuff. I'm right at 2 inches there. We're not going to get a whole lot of shrinkage. And this 1x8 that I have here is actually, it's 7/8. So I have 1/8 of an inch I can plane off of this. And since the board has nice lines and all in it, I don't expect any warpage at all on this thing. If I do, it won't be much, and I'm going to sticker this right away so it stays at what I have there. So this one is a 2x8, so now I'm going to cut 2x4s out of all these boards. Just want to make sure I'm not going to hit anything. Okay, that should be good there. So I'll stack these back on, and then I'll have 2x4s. And just so you know, these are exactly at 8 inches. So the 2x4s are going to be like a 1/16 on each one, thinner than 4 inches. So you're looking at 15/16. That's not enough to make me worry about anything. And just about any kind of framing, that should be good. So you heard me say that. These are exactly 8 inches. So in order to get the center of that, 1/8 of an inch on each side, I don't want to come up 4 inches. I want to come up a 1/16 less than 4 inches. Okay, so 3 15/16 will give me an even board on each side of the cut. And that should be it. I'm just going to check myself there. Yep. That'll give me 2 even-sized boards then. Now, if you remember, Carmine did a lot of this checking himself, and that's because when we were cutting whatever we were cutting, we wanted it precise. So if you put a little saw kerf in there, I'm a 1/16 shy. The bottom of the top of the saw kerf from the bottom up, which would be the bottom of the kerf, is a 1/16 shy. So this is going to be a good cut. It's right on. A lot of guys don't think you should do that. It definitely slows down production, but you know, if you're looking for the same size boards and you don't want to make any mistakes, that's how one way you can do it. You don't have to do any math. You don't have to really think about it. Just make a cut in there, check it, and adjust accordingly. Today I'm going to scream. We were supposed to have sunny, all sun. That's not sun, that's partly, mostly cloudy. Anyway, let me show you what I got here. Look at that closely, it's a little less than 4 inches. That's what we're wanting. Same thing with here, we're a little less than 4. So these boards are basically all the same size. So these guys will go onto my drying pile. So not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 2x4s, 10 foot long, and a nice 1x8 right there. 3/4 inch board, I should say. So we'll be in good shape with that. I got an email this morning about how do I keep my bottle from collapsing. And what I do is, if you look at the little cap up there, I drill a hole in it and put a string from there to the handle so I don't lose the cap. And that little hole seems to give it enough air to be okay. If not, you can easily take the cap off and leave it lay down. Just don't fill the bottle every time you go to fill it, you know, which I know is a nuisance, but don't fill the bottle. Leave about a half a gallon or so out, and then it won't spill out as you're cutting. So yeah, that's all I do with it. Just take that string there, drill a hole, put the string through it, tie the string onto the handle so I don't lose the cap, because I lost the cap once and spent a half hour looking for it. Okay guys, thanks. Have a good one.